Hi guys, welcome all of you. So in this session number 3, we are going to see what are the different identifiers in Java, what are the different rules to declare the identifiers, and what are the different reserved words in Java language. So what are the different identifiers? So let's see this first thing, identifier. So identifier means in real world, we identify the people with their name. Suppose in a class there are hundreds of students available. So if I want to call someone, a single student, I will call their name, right? I will call by Ravi or Ramesh or whatever the name given by the parent. So I can easily identify someone by using their name. Okay, so this name is nothing but a identifier, so that you can easily identify that thing. So in Java language also, we used to give meaningful names to the class, objects or variables and methods that we create, so that we can easily identify them and we can use them easily in the programming. So in Java, names given to in Java names given to class, objects, variables and methods are called as identifier. Okay, so why we use the identifier? To easily identify them and use in programming. Okay, so if you do not provide any meaningful identifier to these object, class, variables and methods that we create in our Java program, so it will be hard to recognize other things, right? So whatever names you will provide to the class, object, variables and methods, they are nothing but the identifiers in Java. Okay, so let's see one example, and we will try to find how many identifiers are there in that program. Okay, so this is our class, public class calculator, and we can create main method here, public static void main. Okay, this is our main method, and let us create some variables here. So let's say integer, let's say number 1 equal to 2, then integer number 2 equal to 5. Okay, these are some variables. Okay, so this is our a simple calculator class. So let's try to find how many identifiers are there in this program. Okay, only in these 4 lines of code. So first, we have already seen name given to a class is nothing but a identifier. So this is our identifier number 1. Okay, this is the class name. Then name given to the method, so method name. So this is public static void main method. So main is nothing but a identifier. So this is identifier number 2. Again string is a predefined Java class. Okay, so this is also a identifier. So identifier number 3. This is the reference variable. So this is also a identifier, and these two are also a variables. So name given to a class, method, variables and objects are identifiers. So number 1, number 2, these are also our identifiers. Okay, and let's create an object also. So how will you create the object for this class? Can use the class name, then c equal to new calculator. Okay, so this is our next identifier. Okay, so name given to a object is also a identifier. So we have total 1 2 3 4, these are 5, let's say, and this is 6. So 6 identifiers are there in this small program. Okay, so I hope you understand what are the different, or what is meant by identifier in Java language. Okay, so we have seen the example also, so let's see the next thing now. So let's look at some rules to declare the identifier. So giving meaningful names to the variables, to the object or class or methods is not a rule, but it's a good programming practice. So while defining any class or method, you need to use, okay, you should always use a meaningful name. So just looking at that name, you will get some basic idea what exactly it is, what function that going to do. So this is calculator class. So just looking at the name calculator, that I will come to know that this class is going to do some mathematical operations, right? And while giving the method name also, let's say I will define another method here. Public, let's say int add method, okay, which will take two arguments, number 1 comma integer number 2, okay, and this method will do some operation, and this method will return number 1 plus number 2, the addition of these two numbers. Okay, so just looking at the method name, just add, so I will come to know that this method is going to add two numbers, right? So this is how you need to take care that always make sure you are giving a meaningful name to the class, methods or variables. Do not give any let's say public void test, something like that, or public void test class or test method, right? I won't be able to understand what exactly this method is going to do. Or let's say like this abc, or if you are defining any variables, don't use like this a equal to some 2, okay, like that. So it's always a good practice to give the meaningful name to the class, variables, methods and object. Okay, so this is not a rule, but it will simplify your program, right? It will increase the readability, we can say. So let's see what are the different rules now. Okay, so first rule is Java is a case sensitive language. Okay, so case sensitive means, let's say here, so for example here I am declaring one variable integer counter equal to 0. Okay, this is my one variable. Then another I can declare like capital C counter equal to 1. Okay, so you can see pronunciation is same, counter variable. This is also a counter, but as Java is case sensitive language, it will treat these two variables as different variables. Okay, so here we have small c, here we have capital C, so that's why this is a different variables. So another combination you can use like this, counter equal to 2. This is also another, this is also allowed in Java. Or integer, let's say counter. Okay, so any combination between small case or uppercase, lowercase and uppercase is allowed in Java, and it will treat those variables as different variables. Okay, so these are some examples for showing to Java is a case sensitive language. Okay, so it is not showing any error as of now, right? So this is the first rule, Java is case sensitive language. Second is, you can use only following characters to declare a identifier. Okay, so what are the different characters are allowed in Java? So you can use small a to small z, then capital A to capital Z. Okay, these characters. Then next is, you can use numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, anything between 0 to 9. And then other characters allowed are nothing but underscore. Okay, underscore is allowed in Java. And next is dollar. dollar. So these are the characters which are allowed to give the identifier to class, methods, object or variables. So if you try to use any other character other than this A to Z, small a to Z, capital A to Z or 0 to 9 underscore and dollar, then you will get a compile time error. Okay, so let's see some example here. So let's see, let me delete this code. Okay, so let's try to create a method public void, and I can use alphabets small a to z and capital A to Z. So I can use like this. Okay, it is allowed. So any character between A to Z is allowed, right? Like this. Okay, then I can use the numbers also. So I can use some numbers in between the names. Then underscore is also allowed. So let's see underscore is allowed or not. So you can see that I have used the underscore also, and I can use the dollar. Okay, so it is allowing, Java is allowing. Now let's try to use any other characters. So let's try to use percentage. Okay, it is giving some error. And if try to use any other, let's say and symbol, it is giving error, and star. Okay, so for any other characters except this these things, small a to z, capital A to Z, 0 to 9 numbers are also allowed, underscore and dollar, only these characters are allowed, which you can use to declare a identifier for class, method, variables and object. So this is the second rule. So let's look at the third rule. We should not start identifier with number or with a digit, you can say. Okay, so what is meant by this? You can use the numbers, but you should not start the identifier name with the digit. So digit should not be a first character in the identifier. That is what it means. That means if you come here, let's say this, and here I am declaring some variables. Okay, so I am declaring some string variable, string, and I am using this like this 2 2 3 4 x, yes, value. So you can see it is giving the error, right? Syntax error, right? So you cannot start a identifier name from the digit. So digit should not be the first character in the identifier. You can use the digit at the second place, but not at the first place. Okay, so you can use like this string, and then first you v, and here you can use like this. Okay, so this is allowed. Okay, this is allowed, but first character is our alphabet. Okay, so this is our third rule. We should not start a identifier with the digit. So for example, if I have to give, we should not string 1 2 3 ABC. Okay, so this is invalid. Okay, and string A, then 1 2 3. So this is very much valid. Okay, so first character should be a alphabet, should never be a digit. So let's look at the fourth rule now. So fourth rule is we can start identifier with underscore. Okay, so you can use underscore here at the first place, but you cannot use the digit. So if you are defining like this string underscore value, okay, so this is allowed, this is valid. Okay, so this combination is valid as we are starting with the underscore. Java is allowing underscore at the first place. So let's look at that also. So here string underscore value I am using. So let's see. Okay, so no error, it is allowing us. Okay, so underscore you can use at the first place or second place or any place. Okay, so Java is allowing underscore at any place in the identifier. So this is our fourth rule. So next, fifth, there is no limit on length of the identifier. Okay, so there is no limit, means it's not limited like how many characters you should use, should be 10, 20, 100. So you can use crores of characters. Okay, so you can use crores of characters to define an identifier. But if you use the crores of or thousands of character, your readability of the Java program will decrease, right? It will just increase the size of your program. For example, if you are using some variable like this integer, and I am using like this, so I am giving identifier name like this. Okay, so you can see so many characters I am using equal to 1, right? So it is allowed. Java is not giving any error if you are using this much characters. You can use thousands or crores of characters in the identifier, but it is a bad programming practice. Just looking at the program, you are not able to see like what is it. This is just a variable. I am assigning a value to it, and you are using thousands of characters for this. Okay, so it will just increase your size of your program, and it will reduce the readability of your program. So try to give meaningful name. This is the first, and in meaningful name try to use minimum characters. So you can use that much number of characters which will create the meaningful name, but never use hundred thousands of characters. Okay, so it will just decrease the readability. So this is the rule number 5. There is no limit on length of identifier. Okay, so let's look at the sixth rule. All predefined classes, all predefined Java classes and interfaces names we can use as identifier. Okay, so this is the sixth rule. All predefined Java classes and interfaces. Okay, so in the Java, in last session we have seen we can create the user defined classes as per our requirement, and there are some predefined Java classes. For example, string. So string is a predefined class in Java. Okay, so example can be, let's example can be string class. So string is predefined class, so you can use this name as identifier directly, so it is allowed. Then other can be array list. This is also a predefined class, right? Hash set, this is also a predefined Java class. Then interface can be runnable, right? Runnable interface, or you can use the list also, or set. So all these are predefined Java classes or interface names, and it is if you try to use this name as an identifier for defining any variable or a class or method, so it is completely allowed in Java. So let's look at some example here. So let's see. I am going to use I am going to create a variable. So integer string equal to some value. Okay, so you can see I am not getting any error for this identifier. So this string is a predefined Java class, there is no error. So let's try to create a class, public class, and I'm going to use array list. Okay, so this array list is a predefined Java class, so it is not giving any error, still I am using it. Okay, so another example can be, let's create one method, public void, let's use runnable. Okay, for this also I am not going to get any error. So runnable is a interface, predefined interface in Java. Okay, so still you can use that it as an identifier, right? So you can see we can use the predefined Java class, okay, as identifiers or interface names. Okay, it is completely allowing Java, but so we should not use these names to define an identifier. because it will just create a confusion in your Java program. Okay, it's a bad programming practice. So just looking at this, it will you will get confused, like if it is a Java class or user defined class. So currently it is a user defined class, but still we have predefined Java class also. So it will just create a confusion for any other person who is looking at your program. It will get confused. Okay, so never use a predefined Java class or interface name as an identifier, though it is allowed in Java language. Okay, so this is our rule number 6. Okay, so and let's look at our last rule, rule number 7. We cannot use Java reserved words as identifier. Okay, so what are the different Java reserved words? What is meant by that? So this will cover our third point as well. After the rules, we are going to see the what are the different reserved words in Java. Okay, so this will define here what are the reserved words. In Java, there are total 53 reserved words. 53 reserved words which you cannot use for identifier. Okay, so reserved words is a combination of keywords and literals. Okay, so reserved words is a combination of reserved keywords and reserved literals. Okay, so keywords and literals. So there are total 53 reserved words. In that we have how many reserved words? We have 50 reserved keywords. Okay, and here we have three reserved literals which we cannot use as an identifier. Okay, so let's see some literal first. Okay, so what are the literals? So there are 3 literals which are true, then false, and next is null. Okay, so these 3, true, then false and null, these are the reserved literals which we cannot as an identifier. So true and false in Java program we use to is just in boolean value, true, false and null. So these are the literals that we cannot use as identifier. So if you try to use integer or let's say character, let's say true equal to C or yes, so it will give some error here. Okay, so it will give some error, you will not be able to use the true. Then next you cannot use the let's say we are trying to string false equal to some string you will provide here, so it is also not allowing, false, right? And next is integer, let's say null equal to 3. So you can see it is also giving some syntax error. So you cannot use the true, false and null. So this null is different. So if you try to use another null, so capital NULL, okay, equal to 4. So this is different. People get confused between this null and small null. Okay, so always remember small n, NULL, it is not allowed. So as it is a reserved literals, Java literals. So these are the 3 literals which are not allowed. And what are the keywords? So these keywords have some predefined functionality. They have some special task to do. Okay, they are associated with some functionality. That's why we call them as a keyword. Okay, and these literals don't have any functionality. They are just a boolean type of values, true, false and null. Okay, so let's look at the 50 keywords now. So this is the list of 50 keywords okay, which we cannot use as an identifier. So we have already know that for creating a new class we use this class keyword. So it is a predefined Java keyword. Some of the familiar keywords can be continuous statement or break statement, then implements keyword, okay, for implementing the interface, then try catch block, right, try catch, final keyword, finally block, right, while loop we use the while, then interface, for declaring an interface, for creating an interface we use interface keyword, right, for asserting we use assert. So some of them are familiar. So all these are the 50 keywords we cannot use as an identifier. Okay, so let's try to use some of them. So let's start with class. So if you come here, and here I am going to create a string variable using class, string class equal to some value, right. So let's see. So it is giving the error, right. So we cannot use the class keyword. So another can be integer try equal to 4, okay, this is also not allowed, right. So integer catch block, is it allowed? Okay, not allowed, right. Then interface, so if you are declaring string interface, okay, equal to some, so this keyword is also not allowed as identifier, right. So some of them other we can see as a final or extend keyword. So for super it is giving some error equal to 3, okay, for super statement. Also for integer while loop we use. So you can see if you try to use any one of these 50 keywords, so Java will not allow if you try to use these 50 keywords as an identifier, and these 50 keywords and these 3 Java resolved literals. Okay, so this is our rule number 7, that we cannot use reserved words as an identifier. So reserved words is a combination of reserved keywords and which are 50, and reserved literals which are 3. Okay, so this is the rule number 7 to define a identifier. Okay, so that's it for this session. We have seen some basic idea about what is identifier in Java, how you can give the name to the class, objects, variables and methods. Okay, always give a meaningful name so that the program readability will increase. Always try to use minimum characters, okay, minimum characters which are sufficient to create a meaningful identifier. Do not use a long characters, even though Java is allowing thousands of crores of characters, but try to use minimum characters, right. And all these are the rules to declare the identifier. Okay, so I hope this session will help you in the interviews also, and this is our the third basic session in the Java series. Okay, so thanks all of you for watching this session. I will see you in the next session soon. So till that, take care and keep learning and keep sharing.